What's going on? Hope your day is going well. Thanks so much for dropping by and tuning in to me. Got your coffee, your tea, or let me see, it depends on where you are. You could be sitting in traffic right now, so you can just hear my voice and absorb it and relax. What am I talking about? Well, one of my pet peeves is corporate environments that don't jive, man. I got so many friends still in corporate America. I left, and my wife has left. I think she may end up going back, something she loves. But the corporate vibe sometimes in an office, not all, but some, is toxic. They want you to work 24/7. They'll pay you for it. I mean, there's a lot of corporations out there that do pay you. I'm not saying that. But the environment's toxic. And one of the things that people bring me in to do is to solve the toxicity levels of their company. Well, what do you do when you have a toxic level in your body? Well, you have to get it out. Well, how do you do that in a corporate environment? You get it out. Or I've already gone over one, okay, CEO. You either change the CEO or get the CEO to change. Now they conveyed their values down. Now you've gotten rid of your bad apples. Get rid of the bad employees. What is it? I think it was Peter Drucker that used to say this. 20% great, 60% do enough to stay employed, and 20% should be fired every single year. What's your rotation? When you go through and do your evaluations? If that is true, 20% of your staff should be fired every year. Probably not that high with you, depends on the size of the company, naturally. But somebody's got to go. All right, let me get to the next thing. Hire people that fit. And here's what I mean. Just because somebody's smart, just somebody's got a degree, just so they've got a pretty good resume, doesn't mean they fit your company. Okay, look at me. I'm a little different. You would look at me and go, country music or rock guy. Actually, I performed on stage. I'm a science and math dude. And my first degree would have been in engineering had I gone, instead of big sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But now I consult with companies and families and individuals on how to purpose plan direction, get their vision, and make them maximization of profit in a company and maximization of love in a family. So who would I hire? I hire people that look like me. You got to look a little different. Yeah, I go through a lot of resumes, and there's a lot of qualified people there. But they've got to match me. When I go to Apple, as you can tell, I got an Apple computer. I want that guy that was the physics geek, kind of like me, that knows how to fix computers. I want Sheldon, Leonard, Raj, etc. I want the guys from Big Bang to fix my computer. That's what I've got in my head. So you can imagine what it's like when I show up and they're like, no, where's the consultant? He's here. I'm just not in the costume you thought I would be. So you got to make sure that you hire people that fit. It's kind of like my friend Gabriel Bello. He's got one of the best jazz bands in the country, travels all the time. He's on tour now. He just got back from California. He had to pick musicians that fit his groove and his style. Do the people fit your groove of your company? And do they get it? Can they really gel? Okay, Zappos is still one of my favorite places to go. Got to do the behind the scenes and talk to all the employees, thanks to a friend of mine. Cool corporate culture. Just get the job done, enjoy the job, and do the best you can. Cool. Loved it. A lot of companies. SAS and RTP, another place that has no turnover. Why? People get it. All right, let me move on. Hire competent people. Okay, now you got people that fit the groove or the vibe. Make sure they can do the job. Just because your brother, sister's, nephew's cousin needs a job, don't mean he needs to work for you. You got friends, call them. You will never get ahead by marrying an incompetent person. Number one reason for people failure is who they marry. On the corporate side, you can never get ahead and have a harmonious environment or make money if you keep hiring incompetent people. Ask any NFL coach how long they keep their job if they just keep people on a team because they're nice guys, not because they're football players. You got to ask yourself, what does this person bring to the table? What can they do? How can they maximize profit, harmonious environment, customer relations, boom, boom, boom. What is your criteria and what are you looking for? So you got to make sure they're competent. In addition to the competency, make sure they're smart. You can't do anything hiring dumb people. Okay, I can pick out lots of companies right now, mostly retail, to where we see people that's IQs just aren't up to snuff. And they are taking a bath as far as dollar bills because their people can't help. The number one pet peeve I have is going into a place and having the person wait on me or the first person I meet be incompetent. I'm done as a client. Put your best and brightest greeting your clients. They've earned it. They've walked in, they have dollars in hand, and I want to give them to you, but you can give them a reason not to give them to you. And incompetence is one way to do it. Also, if you hire someone who's incompetent and you put them over competent people, the competent people quit. Now you got to spend dollar bills to rehire people, and eventually you're going to have to fire the incompetent one. Here's an idea, it saves you a lot of money. Don't hire the incompetent person at all. I make a habit of hiring people smarter than me. All right, if I'm not good at something, I'm going to hire something really good at it. And I want to make sure they're really, really ridiculously good at it so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. I am smart. But why worry about that? I got to worry about what I do. Let me hire the best and brightest that I can to do everything else I can't. And then I got to help them succeed. And maybe, just maybe, one day it's not with me. Cool, I'll make the phone call. I just want to make sure you maximize what you have in your life. Let me get to the next one. All right, give people a reason to work hard. This is another one that seems to be lost in corporate America. I've been talking to bank managers lately, and I asked one in particular the other day, can you earn your bonus, or is the bonus criteria for your bank set up in Fantasyland and on Fantasy Island? Fantasy Island. So let me get this straight. You can earn a bonus if you were able to hit fantasy numbers that could never happen in the history of your bank. Right. Yeah, that's a good way to get people to quit. I'm going to give you a carrot. I'm never going to let you touch it. But I'm going to keep putting it out there. I'm going to say, oh, you can do it. You can do it. Well, here's what happens if she ever hits those. Let's say she hit those numbers 1 month. She hit Fantasy Island somehow. The next set of numbers are so ridiculous, they'll fire her because she didn't meet them. Because the first set of numbers were really based on a lack of reality to begin with. Do yourself and your employees a favor. Only set up a bonus schedule that is feasible. Why would you not want your employees to get a bonus? If your employees get a bonus, are they going to leave you? If your employees get a bonus, are they going to lay out of work? If your employees get a bonus, you see where I'm going with this? Are they going to make up any excuse to steal a stapler, take files, take paper, take extra coffee out of the break room? I've seen it all. If it ain't nailed down, employees can take it. But they normally don't start taking stuff till they feel like you're taking from them. And if you put a bonus structure in place that has absolutely no way of ever being met, you're doing it to yourself. Give people a reason to work hard for you. In addition to that, and that working hard for you, how about a pat on the back? Again, I'm real big on praise in public, discipline in private, or handle in private. Tell people how great they are. Pat them on the back. Thank you. Thank you can go a long way. Thank you's more powerful than I love you. Why do I know that? I asked 1,000 women. That's what they told me. So thank you. Let me get to the next one. Don't cut commissions. Oh man, you're doing a great job. And you know how I'm going to reward you for your hard work in sales? I'm going to cut your territory in half, give it to somebody else that I just hired out of college that hasn't earned it, and I'm going to cut your commission in half. Hey man, good job. Keep going. That keep going, they just quit. Good job. Why should they stay? You just cut their commission. And if you cut it once, you're going to cut it again. Don't be greedy. Let these people earn their money. The harder they work, the more money you earn. Guess what? If you fire them, they're going to become a competitor. And they're going to try to take all the business that they built for you somewhere else. Even if they've got a non-compete clause, they're going to get somebody else to do it. Now they've got all the numbers, the clients, boom. And everybody's mad at you now. So bad idea. All right. Plus, you got to care about people. Do you really care about the people that work for you, or are they just a number? You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You got to let people know that you care about them. Because in that caring, they got to be able to trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to work hard. And then the sick days go up. Loss goes up. Sales go down. Keep in mind, if you have employees in your company, who's your best advertisement? Yeah, your employees. Your employees are your best advertisers. Every one of your employees is worth some sales. And then the second best advertiser is the spouse of the employee. If you're treating them right, paying them right, doing them right, have a harmonious environment, that spouse is always going to be your number one cheerleader in getting that employee to work. Sick days will go down. Reasons to lay out of work are going to go down. Even if they're sick, they come. It's all about getting the job done now because they feel like they have ownership in this. They have say-so in this. You've allowed them to explore some of their talents. And now you're giving them free rein to maximize their talents. It's that simple. So if you want the environment and a company to change, just take those, I gave you 9, 10 tips. Because if you provide opportunity to people, you pay them right, you're fair, clear set of rules, values, and destination for the company, people will not leave you. Don't forget, I got Frank Tortorici coming up, one of the top trainers in the United States, based out of Hollywood, California. He will be a regular, but today we're really got to hit some stuff hard because I'm getting a lot of questions about nutrition and fitness, and I'm in my 50s. So, of course, I got to get the goods from Frank. If you got any questions for me, questions at scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700. All right, when I get back, I'm either going to hit the mailbag or I got something up on Facebook here. It's questions we should ask on a date. I'll figure it out in between the break. I'll be right back.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go. And not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilbert County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell-down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell-down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for being part of my day. Thanks for sticking around. All right, I'm going to leave business for a little bit now that I've discussed the environment of business and how to change it. I want to get into something. I was going to go to the mailbag, but this was too good to talk about. Yes, I do relationship coaching. Why do I coach relationships? Because I used to be the worst. I'm the guy that had to go back and talk to every ex-girlfriend and go, why am I such a jerk? And they were freely telling me. So I wrote it all down and decided to change it. Okay, that being said, now I do products for dating. I've got an entire video series on how to date and marry the right person the first time. I had to start a marriage, yes. Basically, she married the wrong guy, I married the right woman. I was just a jerk. She should have gotten rid of me or should have killed me. She didn't, thank God. All right, but it leads me to what I saw on the internet. I'm amused at what people think are legitimate date questions or legitimate reasons to date. And in our microwave society, we're trying to speed things up. I looked on Tinder the other day. I didn't even know what it was till one of the kids had said something to me, and I saw it on the Olympics, of all things. You do learn more about athletics than at the Olympics. Tinder, a hookup, whatever, app. Wow. Man, in the 80s, we still had to make phone calls and actually go out and meet people. But what it showed me was the way we want to speed up a relationship. Right now in our country, less people are getting married, less people are having children in wedlock, and our society's crumbling. And the whole fabric of the whole family is starting to crumble, or traditional family. Why? Well, some of these questions could do it. These are questions, they say, on this particular website, that every single person should ask. Don't avoid these. Don't avoid these. All right, I like this one. Do you like me? I think you can tell if somebody likes you. Get a hug, they hug a little different. They don't do the side, they do the front. A smile, a touch. Come on, guys. All right, but I love this one. How can I please you without ruining it for me? If somebody asks me that on a date, we're done. Because what's that tell me about you? It's all about you. Man, I've dated plenty of all about you people. I dated my fair share before I got married. That right there, be done. I'm done. All right, let me get to the next one. If I could do anything to please you right now, what would it be? My response to that would be leave. I don't know what yours would be, but it's, pardon? Again, dates are interviews. Dates are about you interviewing the other person to see if you want a second date. No, it's not even different than a job interview. You got to see if this person fits who you are, what your purpose is, what your plan is, and the direction of your life. Let me get the next question. If I could take you on a vacation, where would you go? Is this the people making the questions for the Bachelorette and Bachelor? Okay, there's some chicks I would have asked that, and they would have excused themselves. Why are we talking about vacations? We don't even know each other yet. I've only known you 5 minutes. Let me get the next one. Would you mind if your partner drank a glass of wine every day? Yeah, I'm a former alcoholic, 100%. If your partner could make more money, would you stay at home with the kids? I'm one of these guys. I've got buddies that are stay-at-home dads. Their wives make crazy money. They love being at home with their kids. I would have loved it. I'm good with that. Let me see. If you were stripped of all life's privileges and allowed one fancy item, what would it be? Again, I'm not really getting to know the person. I'm asking arbitrary questions that don't make any sense in some ways. But somebody here thought they were valuable. What would my one fancy item be? A picture of my dad. It's not anything that matters to me. So one thing, I got one photo of my pop. That's what it would be for me. Not much on material objects. But that tells you a lot about a person. I like this one though. What's the first thing you would do if you won the $50,000 lottery? Okay, it's really $25,000 after you pay your taxes. But I call my accountant. I know I'm a little different, but I wouldn't buy something. I'd call my accountant. Okay, let me get to the next one. What would you do if you forgot our anniversary? I wouldn't. These are good. That's a telltale. Now, people are organized enough sometimes to answer the questions correctly. But if you look at these questions, are these questions you've asked on a date? I want to know who you are, what you do, what your dreams are, what your purpose is, what your belief is, down that line. I'm not going to ask stupid questions. I don't ask stupid questions. I only ask questions to gain information. And if it's not pertinent information on what I'm doing, I'm not going to ask it. Now, I was waiting on this because we went boom, 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 boom. Then we finally got to it. Is it love or lust? Well, is there a chemical reaction or not? Do you have a dopamine rush? Where is the oxytocin? Where are we? I actually do a class on this, and it's funny that it's really smell, it's not visual. And if you can look this up on the internet, but we can get addicted to that feeling. We can get addicted to love. We can get addicted to. If it's lust, you'll know. And they tell you to figure that out, which is good, because if sex is the only interest you have in them, ding, ding, ding. It's not really about the heart. It's not really about love. It's just about getting, busy. If getting busy is the only reason you're dating each other, you might want to stop. Booty calls don't turn into long-term, wonderful, loving relationships with harmony. It just ain't going to happen because you've already laid your house on the wrong foundation. Ask any contractor. Build a house with an inadequate foundation, and that house is going to crumble. Now, let me get to this because they actually talk about communication, and then they get back to sex. On first dates, I didn't talk about sex. I'm trying to get to know you. Now, apparently there's apps out there where that's all you talk about, you hook up and you're done. Okay, that's why the whole country, our country now, is crumbling because our moral fabric of who we are is crumbling. Hey, I'm no prude, trust me. I like sex just as much as the next person. I also know what can destroy a society and destroy a human being. All right, so let me get to the communication part. Do you pick a public place to talk and avoid raising voices? What? Do you listen intently? Most people don't, especially in public. All right, body language, you've heard this before in any sales conference. 7% is verbal, 93% is everything else. The thing I always listen for, are they a negative person? Okay, negative's tough to deal with. Are they blaming other people? Are they talking bad about the employees? How do they talk about their former spouse? If someone just starts spouse bashing, I know that I'm with the wrong person. All right, let me get the next one. Is it okay to have a sexless marriage? Wow, I'm not going to ask that on a date. I'm going to ask that. I'm probably that's never even been a question that came up with me. I was always attracted to them. They were attracted to me. That handled itself. No, for me. Here's the problem if you try to live in a sexless marriage. You've got to have glue. And you've got to have the hormonal glue that stays together. And now they go over every sex position and every kinky thing you can talk about. Okay, that's where I go the other direction. Again, the relationship's not about sex. If it is, you can go watch porn. The relationship's about love, growing together, longevity. I mean, you feel me here. So why are we already on sex on our first date, second date, third date? I'm still not talking about it. You're lucky if you've gotten a good night kiss from me. I'm slow. Now let's go to the next one. Should I worry about being codependent? Pardon? You throw out the codependency word, I'm done. I can already tell if you're codependent from the first way that I've associated with you on the date. But they're talking about fearing the partner's growth. Again, we got a lot of messed up people out there. If we didn't, I wouldn't have anything to do with my time. One of the number one reasons why people are not successful and don't enjoy their relationships is they don't know who they are. Fix you first before you get in a relationship. All right, and then they go from relationship to sex. When's the right time to start having sex, and am I pleasing you in bed? So we've gone from communicating, but the communication was really based on, am I going to be jealous of your success? Instead of, how can we work together? It's cooperation, not competition. When's the right time to start having sex? Depends on who you're talking to. Okay? If you're talking to a pastor, once you get married. If you're talking to someone who's just hell-bent on and having sex, first date. You have to remember, once you have sex, a lot of the things that would have mattered stop. And now I'm focused on the endorphin rush, I'm focused on the exchange of hormones, and I'm focused on an activity instead of the person. Because now, once I start having sex, then we get to that next question. Am I pleasing you in bed? These aren't questions that I normally got to. I wanted to grow together with the person first. If this is how you're going to do your relationship, a lot of times you can't plan on it sticking around because the next thing they refer to, are you cheating on me? Pardon? Well, if sex is all you got, yeah, sex is all you're going to get. What's the number one way to start a relationship? With respect. Respect the other person. And listen, 2 to 1. If you listen to someone and you ask genuine questions, not BS questions, ask genuine questions to find out who they are and what their dreams are. And then see if those match with you. And you got a pretty safe bet that you're going to get the right person to date. If you got any questions, go by my website, scotferrell.com. I got something called Dating Magic. I walk through every single step you could possibly have in dating and how to do it right the first time to make sure you don't have to start out with the starter marriage. You marry Mr. or Mrs. Right the first time. All right, when I get back, I'm going to hit the mailbag. Questions at scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700 is how you get in touch with me. I'll be right back.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
All right, welcome back. Getting back to the mailbag. I hope you got something out of that dating questionnaire. Not the questions I would ask. I actually have a set of questions I have in my product, Dating Magic, to get you to, I guess, the finish line faster. Should you keep dating this person or not? Are they a good fit or not? I don't do booty calls. So if you're just looking for booty calls, I'm the wrong guy. I don't write products for that one. I think you could probably handle that one yourself. I write products for people that want a lasting, loving relationship full of harmony that can last forever. Okay, that's what I do. All right, let me get to the mailbag. If you have a question for me, I got one qualification. It's got to help more than one person. If it's just something going on in your life that can't help another person, that's cool. I'll be glad to help you. I do have a coaching and consulting company. Send that to info@scottferrell.com or head by my website, scottferrell.com. But a question for me, questions@scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700. All right, first question today is from Sherry. She is from Atlanta, Georgia, not very far from where we film. All right, Sherry, what you got? All right, Sherry's got a 13-year-old son that is obsessed with football. That's common here in the United States. I was one of those kids. Says he wants to play in the league. That's the NFL. And she wants to know if this is a real dream. Yeah. I've never been big on telling kids they can't do something. I've seen too many kids grow and get better and faster and quicker and jump better over those 4 years of high school. Here's the key, and it's what I used to tell parents. Your dream of being an NFL player has got to be matched on the field. That's great if you've got dreams. Keep them. But you're on your high school team. If you're not starting, if you're not all county, if you're not raising some eyebrows of some college coaches, you're probably not going to play in the league. Same thing basketball, baseball, etc. What is it, 1%? Not even 1% will play in the NFL, just like with college. I think it's less than 3% play after high school. Think about how many high schools we have in the U.S. Think about how many college teams we have. And now think about how many pro teams we have, 32. With a 53-man roster and then practice squad. That's not a lot of room. So what do? Well, you give it your best shot. You give it everything you have in high school. This would be 8th grader if he's 13. Play 4 years in high school. See where you land. Kids used to ask me in basketball, how do I know if I'm good enough to be in the NBA? Easy. Do the top 10 coaches in the United States know who you are? If they've never heard your name, let's think of this. Now, there's small school guys that do, but here's what I'm talking about now. In the new landscape, it used to be if the top 5 conferences didn't know who you weren't going to play. That's different now. Now there's 6, 7, 8. But if you're not in that lower tier, mid-major, what would be? Miami of Ohio, Marshall, some of those schools, App State, you probably don't have a shot at the NBA. Same thing in baseball, if you're not on the radar. But you don't quit. You keep going, you get evaluation from college coaches, high school coaches, and trainers. Like my boy Jonathan Loudermilk at 180 Sports Performance. Jonathan played D1, he was an all-county player. He's in the Hall of Fame in his high school. He's a good evaluation of talent. So he can evaluate your child. You want someone, if they've got deficits, we all do, even NFL players, you always want to get better. What are they? How can I help? How can I build on this? And then once you've got all the experts there, then you can make an evaluation. Right now, let him be obsessed with it. Man, I loved football. I still love football. I'm in my 50s now and I still love it. I can't play it anymore. But I'll let the young guys do that. I don't want to get hit anymore. But when I was 13, I just loved hitting people. Let him keep it, evaluate, get feedback from the high school coaches. They'll be glad to tell you. High school coaches don't sit kids with talent. It's that simple. High school coaches get fired if they lose. They're going to have every available body that's any good on the field. So, Sherry, thank you so much for sending that question. Next one. Oop, can't read the name on this one, but this seems to be a problem lately. We're empty nesters. All right, so the kids have moved out of the house, which has allowed this couple to spend more time together. This husband has decided that he doesn't like his wife very much. Now he's looking for an action plan. What in the world should I do? All right, chances are you've been married a while, so you've raised kids. That's at least 20 years. Probably 25 to 30. You've grown apart, as people would say. And now what? See, this happen quite a bit. This is what happens when you have a child-centered family instead of a spouse-centered family. You'll always hear me say spouse 1, kids 2. You've got to show that love to your spouse because you're the team. You're the co-coaches of the team. You've got to be a unit. You got to be one purpose, what God's joined together. You got to have a common purpose with each other. We see a lot of spouses do this. You handle the kids, I'll handle the work. All right, that's cool. So we've assigned roles, but where in the world did those roles ever join back together? So now we're 20 years into this, 30 years into this. All the kids are out of the house, and we don't even know who each other are. That's a problem. What happened? We grew apart. I hear that so many times. We just don't love. We fell out of love. Time out. Time out. What did you do to stay in love? What did you do to stay together? Oh, nothing. She handled the kids, I handled the work, or the reverse. Who took vacation together? No, he went with the boys, I went with the girls. Okay. Now, why do you feel like you should have anything left in common now? So let me get this straight. For the last 25 years, you've done nothing together except what involved the kids. And outside of that, you didn't really communicate. And you were basically roommates who shared a house. And chances are this guy or this lady traveled, so you didn't really share that. And now you wonder why you can't stand each other. Well, my question is, do you want to fix it? You thought this person was pretty special 25, 30 years ago. Why are they not special now? Yeah, we evolve over time. We do change. I've changed quite a bit in the last 25 years as a person. Thank God I needed to. But the goal is, when we're married, is to evolve together. Okay? Did you start out with the same interest? Did you start out getting married for the right reason? Or was it some of those questions that I just had from this article? To where it was more physically based, not emotionally, and or a belief system, same faith. Did you grow together or apart? Did you do activities that allowed you to grow together? Now you're looking at the abyss, so to speak, of marriage. Do I get a divorce or stick it out? That's only you can answer that. And it's going to be based on what your value system is and what your faith is. If you believe you were created by a creator with a purpose, plan, direction for your life, you can recapture it. God can solve any issue. I know. I had plenty of them. But only if you allow it. Something called free will. You've got to allow him to work the magic. What do you want? So many times we get in our mid-50s and 60s and we go, I don't know who I am, what I want, or where I'm going, or I don't even know where the last 30 years went. It's a very lonely place to be. Chances are the both of you are there now. What are you going to do about it? You've hit the abyss, you've looked over, you can't figure out who you are, where you're going, and now you just don't know what to do. I understand. My first invite is a relationship with God. Understand your Creator, understand why you were created. 2, don't do anything rash and don't file for divorce. You put 30 years into this, I'd hate to see you give up the 30 years. Reanalyze why you're together. Sit down and figure out what's your purpose. What's your purpose? What do you want out of life? What do you want out of life? Where did it all go wrong? Where did it go south? I'm all about fixing problems. That's what I do for a living. I help other people fix their lives or fix problems. That's what I do. I'm asking you now to take a look at God, give him a chance. Take a look at your spouse, look at them, give them a chance. Look at yourself, look at you, give you a chance. And see where it all shakes out. If you were in love 30 years ago, you can be in love now. It's just a matter of where you start and where you want to finish. Thank you so much for that question. Let me see if there's anything else I can do in a little. Okay. 2 minutes. So I got about 2 minutes left. All right, newly single 50-year-old woman, what do I wear on dates? What makes you look good and what makes you look the best? It's hard to put one blanket thing on there because there's so many different styles that women can wear. Here's what I say. What makes you look the best? What accentuates your assets? And what you feel good in, and what other people have told you look great in. When I used to go shopping and I was single, I would just stop people and go, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. And I would stop women because if the women thought I looked good in it, my date's going to think I look good in it. Don't go on what you see because I'm the world's worst. I don't even watch my own shows. I don't even like to see myself on camera. So I have to depend on the people around me, my staff, to lead me in the right direction. So take some male friends with you. It's yes or no. And they won't steer you wrong. We men, just like on women, what makes them look and feel the best. Because if you've got confidence in you, we've got confidence in you. Now, I do go shopping with people. I go shopping with people all the time for dates. It's funny. I pick out accessories, heels, etc. My background does have fashion attached to it, so I'm pretty good at it. But I hope that helped. If you got any questions, you can go by my website, scotferrell.com. I do workshops on this, believe it or not, and I bring in Leah K. Style. LeahKStyle.com is my girl. She does this for a living, so stop by her website and give her a ring. All right, coming up, I got Frank Tortorici. Why is this such a cool deal? He's only one of the best trainers in the world. He lives in Hollywood, California, but he's got locations throughout LA. If I've got a question about fitness and or nutrition, Frank's the only place I go. He's going to be on the other side. If you got a question for me or for Frank, it's questions at scottferrell.com or 706-889-9700. Let me go ahead and give you Frank's website, franktortorici.com. You can go to his website or head on by Facebook and like his page. When I get back, I'll have Frank in tow, so stick around.
El Rey and Elijah.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elijah.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Welcome back. Man, time goes by so quickly when we're having fun. I want to say thank you to Frank Tortorici, franktortorici.com. Me personally, I think Frank's the best from a personal training side and from a nutritional side. I've learned more from Frank than anybody I've ever known. Frank does the best at what he does, personal training. Now, I got Jonathan for sports performance. That's 180 sports performance. But Frank, for the one-on-one, you can't beat it. Frank's got to be on TV. But from a nutritional side, YouTube channel for Frank, some of the best recipes I've ever encountered. I'm tough to satisfy sometimes. I have such a limited palate because I'm allergic to everything. Frank's recipes are absolutely amazing. The stuff tastes good. Remember, Jack LaLanne said it best. If man made it, don't eat it. Just keep that in mind if you want to optimize your time while you're here on Earth. All right, now we're going to cruise into the mailbag. If you got a question for me, remember one rule only. It's got to have something to do with more than one person. That easy. If you got a question just for me, send it to scottferrell.com or info@scottferrell.com. If you want to send us a text during the show or after, 706-889-9700. Let me go ahead and get to them. All right, here's a good question. This is Lisa Davidson, North Carolina, part of where I grew up. Go Wildcats. All right, here's the question. Is it important for my kids to get straight A's all the time? Is it? I've never been a believer in the kid just having to have straight A's. Here's why. No, I'm not poo-pooing A's. I'm saying, why are we doing it? Are we doing it to please you, Mom, or are we doing it because we're learning? I always want to make sure, and I was an educator for over 20 years, I want to make sure the kids are grasping the concepts, not just rote memorization to get a grade to do nothing with it. I mean, it is true from the cliche, you've heard it. The A and B students come back and their professors, C students donate buildings. Why? I sit around and ask that question, why? Well, grade grubbers, got that from a Jack Black movie. Grade grubbers, straight A kids, are smart, yes. They work hard, yes. They see an importance of it, yes. Sometimes they're not the dreamers. They're the just, let's do this. They'll go right through academia, then go teach. Some of the C students that kick it around, hard knocks, life knocks, learn from bad examples, and then they go on to start companies and hire the smart kids. They're the visionaries. It's one better than the other. We've got to have both. Here's what I say. Get the best marks you can get on your grades, period. Receive the most information you can from your education. Remember, education is not just four walls and a desk and a teacher. Education is life. I've always stated the most education I ever got was from my grandpa sitting beside a lake with a fishing pole. I learned the most about life from that man than anything. Not to poo-poo academics, because I'm real big on academics. You got to read, write, arithmetic. Got to have those things, and you got to be able to do them. Just the way we've got school set up now, it's not for everybody. We think everybody needs to go to college. No, still about 30% only need, if that much. Actually, our standard of education is going down. I always tell the kids that I used to teach, the standard of education I received when I was a kid is much higher than the one they get now. Also had better teachers. Back when teachers were respected and were allowed to teach. Now, since we don't allow teachers to teach, and we've basically handicapped them and told them they were going to run a certain play every game, it's tough for the teacher to actually teach kids now. Again, my beef's with school board, not teachers. But straight A's in themselves, yes. But straight A's just for it? No. I want to make sure that my child has learned something along the way. I want to make sure they're competent at what they're learning. Yes, you can get a long way with straight A's. Okay, now we're talking free education, self-satisfaction, to self-discipline. There's so many things you can learn with having high grades. I had high grades and then decided to go on the belligerent, delinquent route and almost didn't graduate from high school. Actually, I'm still wondering if I did. They gave me the diploma. But I got into college and took it seriously and was one of the top students graduating from my class. It mattered to me then. Why are we doing it? Are we doing it to please mom and dad? Are we doing the grades because we are learning and we're applying that learning? That's always big with me because I want people to be able to take what they've gotten and apply it. That's it. All right, let me get to the next question. Thank you so much, Lisa from Davidson. All right, this is a good one. This is Susan, Atlanta, Georgia. It's great that Frank was on today that we got this question. Her question is, Will lifting weights make me big? I used to be a certified trainer years ago. And I started training people in 1983, back when training was real big. It's right before that big swing in personal training. Because I, like Frank, had gotten into bodybuilding and wanted to look the best that I could for my health, too. Will lifting weights make you big? No, but I can tell you what will make you big. Eating copious amounts of sugar, stopping by Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts, some of my fave, yes, even though Frank just said I still love donuts. Drinking sodas, consuming everything that man made, eating GMOs, see where I'm going with this? Sitting on your butt, playing video games, and never exercising. That will make you big. I like to reverse this question. Can you get enormously large from lifting weights? Not without nutrition. For some reason, and this has been spread throughout forever, people think big equate building muscle with being big. No. If you build muscle right and have the correct diet, as Frank would tell you, you're actually going to get smaller. You're going to get leaner, and you're going to look better. The people, let me say female bodybuilders, did that on purpose. Let's say you do your body weight training with Frank. That's what he does. He masters your body weight first. Are you going to get bigger, or are you just going to feel better and look better? Actually, you're going to see your clothes size go down. You're going to see those pants that were a little tight not be tight anymore. So what's the advantage here? Well, resistance training, lifting weights. Your body has to resist. Okay, your body's got to grow. Your body has to continuously function. We're not in BC time. What do I mean by that? The pressure in the world. I can't get the word out today. The pressure in the world's changed. The pressure we had pre-Jesus and post-Jesus is not the same. The pressure, as I was doing as research with a physicist this past week, let's look at pre-Noah and post-Noah. The atmosphere is not the same. The pressure is not the same. People went from living longer to not living as long. Same thing here now. We have to have some form of resistance training. We've got to build muscle. We have to tone, and we have to make sure our organs function at a maximum level. No, I'm not a trainer anymore. I'm not certified, but Frank is. If you got any questions, you can go to franktortorici.com. But it's been a general misunderstanding, I think, in the weightlifting world, that because I lift, I will get size. No. If you look at pro male bodybuilders, they've got a little enhancement added in there. If you just, let's take me for example. If I just went on a super conservative eating program and lifted every single day for 2 days, for 2 hours a day. Well, my body couldn't sustain that, but all I do was shrink in size. I would look better, feel better, have less fat, etc. So, but Susan, thank you so much for that question. It's a question that is asked to me still about once a week. Why should I lift weights? I'm just going to get big. Now, remember what makes you big. Bad fats, fast food, sugar, diet soda, alcohol, caffeine, things that tear down your body that are acidic. I can't say it as well as Frank does, but that's the gist. If you got any questions about that, go by franktortorici.com, or do yourself a favor, go by Frank's YouTube channel. I'm telling you. Get your blender out, get your veggies out, get ready to make something cool, because Frank is one of the best teachers on that. Okay, let me get to this funny question. Eva, Gainesville, Georgia. All right, this is a funny question, but I get it in marriage seminars. The remote control wars. Who gets control of the freaking remote? It's a good question. A lot of married couples get mad and start throwing stuff at each other over this one. Some families have 4 TVs, therefore there's 4 options to watch. Who gets control of the remote? The person who values TV more, a lot of times. We, in my home, she lets me think I have control of the remote. Nothing could be farther from the truth. However, she, it's very kind of her to let me think I'm in control on this one. We watch the same shows, so it's not that bad. She tolerates some of the football I watch, but she's a bigger football fanatic than me, but I like to watch a little more pro than she does. But we watch the same shows, so that cuts down on it. If you don't watch the same shows, you can do 2 things. You can share time, share's good, or you can watch different TVs. Here's the problem when you're watching different TVs in different rooms all the time. What are you doing as a couple? Growing apart. Find common interests with each other. I answered a question earlier about we're 25, 30 years into this, we're empty nesters now, and I can't stand my wife. Where's that come from? Does that just happen overnight. You get up one day and go, God, I can't stand you. I hate your guts. How in the world did I ever marry you? No, that's not how this works. We don't get up one day and hate our spouse. It's a gradual growing apart. Well, how do we grow apart? We intend to. You can't grow apart unless you mean to. How does this start? Well, remote control wars can help start that. Because what do? We start to segment ourselves from each other. We start to segment ourselves from our spouse. All right, you're not going to watch the same shows. I don't have any interest in this, and I'm going in the other room. Then that turns into 30 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Now it's gone from every other Monday to every Tuesday, every Wednesday. See where this goes? And it becomes a pattern. And now you stop watching TV together. All right, now that we've stopped that intimacy level, whatever that is, show level, or watching movies together, now we stop doing other things together. See, it only starts, it's kind of like the gateway drug, as people would say. You start doing one drug, it's a gateway to others. Yes, it's a gateway behavior. Let me go back to that. So I've stopped spending this with my spouse. Now I'll probably stop doing this and this and this. It's that one thing, it's that one crevice, it's that one wrinkle that can start a snowball. Remember, I mean, we were kids. We used to roll snowball down the hill, right? And normally I try to plant it where my brother was so I could roll the snowball right over it. Okay, easy enough. That snowball started this big, and the farther I rolled it, the bigger it got. I mean, we've rolled snowballs out this big. If that's a possibility with just snow, how is it a possibility with your relationship? A remote control war can turn into something so much bigger. Why don't we stop it just at that? Watching TV. Read together. But if you don't want to read, okay, pick something both of you like. We as Americans watch too much TV anyway. What's the average person watching now, 4 to 5 hours? I don't, but a lot do. And I can see how this could turn into an absolute slugfest. It can, but don't let it. All right, so slide that remote out of the way and actually talk to each other. How's that? Hopefully I helped on that. It depends. I mean, if you marry somebody selfish, this ain't going to solve itself anyway, so it don't matter. But sit down, remote control. Let's have some share time. Sharing's good. All right, as we wrap this up in our time together, thank you so much for stopping by today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been fun. Frank Tortorici's going to come back. Don't worry. He's going to be a regular on the show every single month. Got to have him. Why? He's the best. He is my go-to guy when it comes to fitness and nutrition. I don't know anyone better. Why do I say that? Well, he's certified in just about everything. But on top of that, he had to overcome things personally. I always lend an ear to people who have overcome things personally. Just like behaviorally, I've had to overcome things personally. And then, in part of that, I went out and got the best mentors to do what I do. Go by ScotFerrell.com. Check us out today. Info at Scot Ferrell. If you've got something to say to me or a question, keep in mind, the people you love got to know it, man. You hit all 5 senses. Let them know it. Let them show it. Let them feel it. Let them hear it. Let them taste it. Until next time, I am Scot Ferrell. Thank you so much for spending your day with me. Take care.